Hi, I'm the Rick and Rick Turns, and today I'm coming to you live from the Rick Turns American Center for Computational Computing of America, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Rick Turns International Institute for the Analysis of Data Analysis. Ha! Just kidding, it's a video, it's not live. All seriousness aside, today I'm reporting on the results of my friction polish poll that's been up for about a week now. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to everybody who participated in the poll. It was really great getting some information from everybody, seeing what you're doing, seeing what you're using in the way of friction polish, and in some cases, seeing your formulas and methods. So thanks again for responding, everyone. I had slightly over 500 views of my poll video. Of those 500 views, 41 people commented, so that's about an 8.6 response rate. I guess that's pretty good. I don't know. For my videos, it's pretty good. And so today, I just want to tell you what the results of the poll are, and I will be following up this very short video with a longer video discussing friction polish, how it's made, how it's used, what the different formulas are. Of those 41 people who responded to my poll, 38 of them said that they used a friction wax, and 3 turners said that they have not used a friction wax, but they did express interest. Now, of the 38 people who are using a friction wax, 28 people said that they mixed their own, and 21 said that they used a commercial friction polish, of which there are at least a half a dozen. Now the numbers 28, 21, they're not going to add up to 41 because some people use both homemade and commercial polish. Now of those people who make their own friction polish, 16 of them specifically mention Captain Eddie's OB Shine Juice. And I think that's pretty good tribute to Captain Eddie's channel and Captain Eddie and his effect on the woodturning community on YouTube. Those who make their own, 16 people said, well, they use some formula of either shellac or lacquer, or in one case, CA. The lacquer part surprised me. I did not think lacquer, knowing what I know of it by brushing lacquer, I did not think lacquer would make a good friction polish, but there are a few people using it, and they told me about it. Now, of those people who use a commercial polish, or who mentioned a commercial polish, there were 6 people who did not mention a specific polish that they used. However, there were 4 people who mentioned specifically using a Hut product. Now, Hut has a product called Crystal Clear, Hut Crystal Clear polish. There were 3 people who mentioned that they use Shellawax. Now, I have used Shellawax, and it was the first friction polish I ever used. Shellawax was very good. And the other thing really good about Shellawax is on their website, or maybe it's not on their website, but I found a link to a document that goes into great detail on using the Shellawax friction polish. And it is by the, I guess, inventor or developer of Shellawax. And I'm going to put that link down in the shop notes, or down in the video notes. So you might want to take a look at it. It's a really good article. And it's worth going through, and I intend to mention some of the points in that article when I do my next video or videos on friction polish. 2 people mentioned Mylan's friction polish. I've never used that. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen it in the stores, but I'm in the United States. Maybe it's a UK thing. Something about it made me think, yeah, this is British. I think it had a funny accent. Okay, 2 people mentioned Minwax Antique Oil. Now, that surprised me as well, because I've seen Minwax Antique Oil and I've read the can, and I thought it was just really for an oil finish, just another oil finish, which by itself generally just gives you a very low luster shine, and I believe that's what it says in the product documentation. I haven't looked that up yet, but I intend to. Finally, in the also ran category, we had mention of Chestnut Products. They have a friction polish. Someone mentioned EEE Ultra Shine, which is actually an abrasive wax, I believe. And I've never used one of those, but they look intriguing. And looking it up today, I found that they recommended it as a finish on top of a finish. Use that after you do your friction polish. Doctor's Workshop was also mentioned. Doctor's Workshop has a friction polish. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that in a woodworking store either, but I have seen his video on using it. A number of people left me comments more than just a yes or no, and I appreciate you doing that. I found some interesting things in those comments. Some people mentioned using a CA type of friction polish where they would use CA in conjunction with something else. Put on a layer of CA and then put on a friction polish. And one video, I think from one of the woodworking or wood turning magazines, went into using boiled linseed oil followed by CA glue on top of that for a very high shine and probably very durable finish. One wood turner did mention using a paint thinner in his mix. So his mix is shellac, boiled linseed oil, alcohol, and paint thinner. I suppose the paint thinner would act to dilute the boiled linseed oil. There were a few questions that were raised by people who responded to my video. The most frequent one was, what formula do you use? What is the formula for friction polish? And that is, it's a 1-1-1 ratio of denatured alcohol, shellac, and boiled linseed oil. The denatured alcohol is basically how you make liquid shellac from shellac flakes. I'll go more into that in a later video, I think. Another question that came up was, is it food safe? But shellac itself is food safe. It's used in coatings on food, on candy, and on other things. The alcohol is going to burn off when you do the frictioning. And the boiled linseed oil is a natural product. And as far as I know, as long as it's pure, it's food safe. I intend to do at least one more video on friction polish, and probably more than one. Because if I make one video with everything that I want to talk about, it's going to be really long. And I want several short videos instead of one really long video. So, if you're still interested in hearing about friction polish after all of this video, please keep an eye on my channel. My next video is going to be on friction polish, and maybe one or two after that. So check the video notes below the video. I've got some links in there that hopefully will prove interesting to you. And I will be coming back with more information in not too long a time. See you next video.